So many of you already know that I spend a lot of my hours and days here is sitting down in front of this computer screen, just tucked away, editing videos, doing freelance work, and of course watching other YouTube videos as well. And today I want to share with you guys my productivity setup on my desk, and so that maybe it will inspire you with some different setup as well. And like I said, everything on this desk has a purpose for why it's on the desk. And today I want to share that with you guys. So the first thing we're going to talk about, of course, is the machine that powers this whole desk setup. And that is the M1 Mac Mini. So I have the 8 gigs, 256 gigabytes of memory. And of course, I got the basic line of the Mac Mini with the M1 chip just because, of course, price-wise. And when you're on a budget, is the one that you can afford, of course, right now. But it handles everything that I need it without any problems. Of course, one of the only things that suck about this is the storage. But of course, I do have an external memory card, so with that I have no problems when it comes to memory, other than when I forget to move some of the memory out of the Mac Mini, then that's where the problem hits. But other than that, when I'm editing videos on Final Cut Pro, it just exports it. I can edit everything on real time without having anything slowing down on the M1 Mac Mini. And that's what I really like about this M1 Mac Mini is that it can export and edit any videos that I have without any problems on Final Cut Pro. Next, of course, under the M1 Mac Mini, we have the hub by Saatchi. So Saatchi, of course, makes this awesome Mac Mini hub, since one of the downsides of the M1 Mac Mini, other than the memory, of course, is having more storage for SD cards and more USB ports and USB Type-C as well. So that's where the that's where the Mac Mini hub comes in. It comes with those external ports. And what I really like about this hub is that it looks really sleek and it just slides under the M1 Mac Mini, so it just looks really nice. It doesn't look like it's not supposed to be there. And as well, I just really enjoy having the extra ports, of course, since Apple does not include those extra ports on the Mac Mini as well. And another fantastic thing about the hub is that it has a little space so that if the fan does turn on the Mac Mini, which I have never heard the fan yet turn on, it does have a little space so that the airflow can go through without any problems, so you won't have any heating problems or issues when you have the Mac Mini hub installed. Next, of course, we have the Asus Monitor. I forgot the code name of the Asus Monitor, but it is 27 inches wide, and it is really super wide and enough for my workflow and productivity setup when I'm using it for a lot of my video editing or just scrolling on YouTube or doing other work as well. It is a perfect screen size. It used to be my gaming monitor, but then, like I said, I did upgrade my system this summer, and so I decided to just use the monitor, since I don't really game a lot, to be my main monitor for work. And the big screen real estate is a big improvement from my previous setup, which I had the 21-inch iMac. So it is a little bit much more bigger, this screen, and I just really am a fan of it, and I just like the colors and everything, and I just like how much information I can see in the screen as well. Next, of course, is the main piece, the desk that's holding everything up and together. So I've had this IKEA desk for almost 5 years. So pretty much the same time when I started to take YouTube a little bit much more serious, I decided to buy a IKEA desk, which of course, if you're a YouTuber, you go to IKEA for all of your furniture. And this desk was the LAC table. I'm not sure if they still sell it in IKEA, but like I said, it's been with me for 5 years, so it does have some wear and tear on it, which, you know, is part of the journey of having the desk with me. And I think that's why I still have it and keep it with me on this setup, just because I really feel comfortable with this desk already. And it just shows how much work I've gone through to keep it together, this desk as well. And like I said, it was the cheapest one in IKEA when I went that time 5 years ago, when I started to take YouTube a little bit more seriously. And when you're in a budget, you just go for the cheapest table right now. But maybe in the future, I would love to improve it and have a standing desk as well. Next we have is the keyboard. So the keyboard's nothing really that special. It's not a fancy mechanical keyboard like other YouTubers out there. Mine is just the default Apple keyboard. And I'm just a fan of the Apple keyboard just because it looks really nice and slick. It looks nice and slick. It feels great. but also I just feel really comfortable right now typing really fast on this keyboard from Apple. Of course, other people who take keyboards a little bit much more seriously are not a fan of this keyboard, but it just feels really nice to me, and I just like typing really fast on this keyboard and just the sound it makes as well. I just feel really comfortable using this keyboard, and I've just really come to be one with it. So that's why I'm really happy with this keyboard. Next, of course, the sister beside the keyboard is the Apple Trackpad. So I've been using the Trackpad now for almost 3 years, and I've really come to enjoy it. I never got used to the Magic Mouse by Apple, but I did come to get used to the Trackpad. I just like using all the gestures, of course, when I'm editing videos in Final Cut Pro, moving throughout the timeline. It's just so much more with ease. I don't have to do a lot of work, and just using a lot of the gestures, it just works really, really well. So that's why I'm a big fan of the Trackpad, and I just keep using it, even though other people like using third-party mouses. I'm just a fan of the Trackpad. It just feels nice, and it just looks really slick as well. So I'm a huge fan of the Trackpad, and it just works for me. All the gestures is the chair. So this desk setup would not be working without a chair, of course. And one of the big improvements this summer I did was improve the chair setup in my desk setup here. Since I spent a lot of hours, 8 hours or more, just sitting down here working away, I need something to support my back and my butt, of course. So I went with the Herman Miller, the Sail chair. And I just really come to enjoy it. My back, I don't have that much back problems no more when I used to sit down earlier in the summer with the IKEA chair that I used to have. But this chair has been a big improvement. It just looks really nice, and I just like how it looks, of course, and it makes the desk setup look a little bit much more fancier, of course. And I just like the color, of course, the teal color that I chose, the customization that I was able to do with the chair. So yeah, I'm just really happy with this chair, and I've been enjoying it. And of course, my butt and my back have been really happy with it as well. Next, of course, is the HomePod. So for sound, that's my speaker I use, is the HomePod. I use the vintage HomePod, the first generation. So I think it's safe to say to call it the vintage HomePod now, since it is the first generation and Apple discontinued the HomePod now, the main one. And so yeah, I've been using that for my main to listen to music in the background when I'm editing work or something, or I just need to listen to music in the background. I just play the HomePod, and that's the main sound speaker that I have on this desk setup. Next, of course, is light. A light setup is super important in a desk setup, of course. So I actually have right behind me is some light stand that I bought on Amazon from a third-party company. I forgot the name of the light stand, but I will have the link of the description below so you guys can go check it out. And I just like it because it could change into 3 different colors. Of course, it could change into light, medium, and a little bit darker shade of light, and I'm just really a fan of it, and I just like how it looks as well in this desk. It just really makes it look really nice and calm, and I just having the light nicely on because it just makes it feel nice and cozy, of course, in the desk setup, since I want to feel comfortable on the desk as well. And then of course I do have light strips. If you have a desk setup and you're on YouTube, you have to have light strips. Like, it's part of the deal. And so I do have the Philips Hue that I bought like almost 3 years ago, and they're still working, so I'm a really fan of the light strips, and I just like how they change colors, of course, and it just makes it, like I said, feel nice and cozy as well, having these light setups as well. Next, of course, is the small stuff. So of course I have small stuff on my desk setup here. So of course I have an iPhone holders, which allows me to place the iPhone right there whenever I'm having a call or something, or FaceTime, and I can just place it right there. Also, when I'm recording YouTube shorts, I have it right there, so I can quickly just access it from there and just put my phone down and start recording as well. Next, of course, I have a DSLR battery charger from there to charge my battery for the camera. Right now I have lightning cables, of course, to charge my keyboard, the mouse, or the iPhone as well. And I have my SD card reader, of course, to export it to my iPhone. And so yeah, I just have some small little things on my desk here that of course I use every single day to create YouTube videos, or just when I'm creating other type of content as well. I could quickly just access that, and I just like having that stuff on my desk so that I'm just ready to go without any problems. And so that's pretty much it for my workflow and my desk setup for my productivity on YouTube and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I inspired you maybe to think of something for your desk setup, of course. And so yeah, everything that I talked about will be in the description below, so you guys go check it out from there. And other than that, I think that's it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, of course, because it does help. And if you want to keep up with other videos like these, then you would want to hit the like button as well, so that you'll get those notifications of when a new video pops up. So other than that, I will see you guys later. Peace.